Have you read Centuria yet? I've been trying to get you to do it for weeks now, and if not, don't worry, because I'm going to read it for you today anyway. We're picking up at chapter 20 called A Chance Meeting, and if you're just hearing about this series for the first time, I'm sorry you didn't hear about it earlier, but I've covered the last 19 chapters on my page as well, so feel free to go check those out. And as always, read this series for yourself. I can never stress that enough. In every single one of my videos about this series, you will hear me say, read Centuria for yourself. Without any further ado, though, let's get into chapter 20. Chapter 20 opens up just outside of the forest where Julian has been engaging in battle with the Knights of Rungbalkar, and several deceased soldiers line the ground, and the opening tagline reads, "Corpses piled high, slaughtered in the name of protection." Julian charges toward the soldiers, throwing wild haymakers and flying kicks, shattering the knights' swords as he cries out, "What is wrong with all of you? You're all ganging up on us to kill a single baby. How can you not see anything wrong with that?" And the leader of the attacking knights halts abruptly alongside his comrades, saying, "We don't want to do this either, but Lady Elstrie's prophecies always come to pass. That baby is indeed the child of prophecy. One day she will burn this country to ash, and for many of us, this country is our home. We fight for the sake of our families, just as you. Isn't it only natural that we'd want to defend our nation? There isn't an option for either of us to turn back now." The knight rears back his blade, prepared to stand tall for his country, for his cause, and for Elstrie's prophecy to his dying breath. At the same time, at the opposite edge of the forest, Angval continues her violent battle against Arcos, who launches a multitude of sharp water bullets directly at the cloaked knight. She tries to defend with her mace, but to no avail, as the water rips through the steel plates protecting her body, and Angval thinks to herself, "Damn it, my armor!" Arcos taunts her mid-fight. "Get it together. I'm holding back on both power and speed. Come on, make this worth my while." Angval, half of her helmet shattered, charges in relentlessly, swinging once again into a water barrier that surrounds Arcos like Gaara's sand from Naruto, and Arcos' godlike power continues to surge to life in his eye. "You won't even leave a mark at this rate." Angval thinks to herself, "This is all just a game to him. I can use that to my advantage. There's such a huge gap in power between us that his guard is completely down, and that'll be my one shot to win this." Angval takes one of Arcos' water bullets, feigning a critical hit as blood spurts out of her torso. She collapses against a nearby tree, but not before Arcos strikes her again using water from said tree, and she falls face first, plotting a counterattack for when Arcos draws near. And Arcos begins a monologue. "Both the ground and the trees hold water. Water exists everywhere. You can never escape." Angval remains motionless on the ground, and Arcos says to himself, "Crap, wait, did I really kill her?" Angval takes her shot, attempting a quick and violent swing of her mace aimed directly at Arcos' head, but once again is too slow, meeting only a pocket of water and air. And Arcos closes his eyes, smirking. "Looks like you're still with us." "Huh, so desperate, feigning death." Angval rises up again despite herself, attempting a quick ambush with her broken blade, but Arcos dodges in the nick of time, parrying with a large burst of water straight to Angval's midsection. She coughs violently as Arcos scoffs. "Whoa! Close call. Oh well, I guess playtime's over." But Angval refuses to give in, tightening her grip on the shattered sword and nearly jamming it straight through Arcos' throat, except it doesn't work. The remains of the blade shatter into small metallic bits, and Arcos just smirks at her condescendingly. Angval thinks to herself, "It didn't pierce," before she's violently cut off with a water bullet that sends her careening all the way through the other side of the brush, where she's essentially spit out by the trees themselves. As she falls to her knees, Arcos explains his power. "I call it blood armor. I harden the blood beneath my skin and envelop my entire body in a protective shield. But I've got to say, I underestimated you. You're freakishly tough." Angval huffs, struggling hard to catch her breath as blood pours out of her in all different directions, her helmet now completely shattered. Angval then notices that Arcos' attention seems to be elsewhere as he looks out across the field, and she exclaims in surprise and horror as three silhouettes in the distance become more visible, belonging to none other than Julian, Titi, and Diana. Julian, after finishing the last of the knights, follows Titi and Diana's gaze to the scene across the meadow. A near-death Angval, bloody, helmet broken, spirit still very much alive though. and Titi stutters out, Engvall? But Engvall watches on in sheer panic as Arcos speaks. Well, look who's here. On the final page of chapter 20, we get this beautiful split panel of Julian and Arcos, both of whom have their powers awakened and each prepared for a duel to the death. And the closing tagline to this chapter reads, "Were they destined to face each other here?" And that's where the chapter ends. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. The standoff we've all been waiting for. In the blue corner, a royal and a nobleman of the Rungbalkar Kingdom, the son of the Supreme Lord and the most unique user of water-related abilities in Animanga history, presenting the one, the only, Arcos Balkar! And his opponent in the red corner, representing dog mindsets all around the world, the man blessed by the sea goddess herself, the boy who had never known love but now fights with his life on the line to defend it, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed GOAT of Centuria, the blessed child of the sea, Julian! Alright, now that official introductions are out of the way, can I just say how simultaneously excited and scared I am for this fight? Obviously, we knew this was the inevitable conclusion from day one. As soon as Arcos was introduced, we were sure that he was going to be fighting Julian eventually since they shared pretty much the same powers. But even if I wanted Engvall to absolutely blitz Arcos and save our boy the trouble, we knew this was going to happen. And as I mentioned in the last video, I think Julian beats the absolute brakes off of Arcos. My only concern at this point is what Arcos is capable of, and who he might kill in order to force Julian to fight at his full potential. Our GOAT Engvall is still not out of the clear just yet, and that really upsets me. However, I do want to give props to Engvall because she displayed really solid battle IQ in this chapter, where she feigned death in order to try and produce a counterattack against Arcos. And obviously it didn't work because Engvall herself mentioned the sheer power difference between her and Arcos, and yet even after her trick failed, she still continued to fight. She is an absolute legend. But of course, her battle IQ is to be expected as she's a seasoned soldier, try saying that 5 times fast, who the Supreme Lord handpicked to join the Black Knights. So more Engvall feats are always welcome, but pray for our GOAT, guys. She really needs it. Be sure to let me know all of your thoughts and theories for Chapter 21 in the comments below, as well as your thoughts and theories for the rest of the story as a whole. Are you excited for Julian versus Arcos? Are you like me? Are you scared for Engvall's safety? Who do you think is going to win that fight? Will anybody lose their life? How many casualties will come out of this battle? Because if there's one thing I've learned about Kuramori-san, being a disciple of Fujimoto, no character is safe when it comes to stories like these. We saw it with Chainsaw Man. We know how Fujimoto has been in the past, and Kuramori-san is a disciple of him. Would not be ridiculous to say somebody is going to die. But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by and giving this video a watch. I appreciate every single one of you guys. God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day.